Right, so welcome again to question number 5 as we continue with question number 5. So it says figure 5b5.1 shows a wave with a frequency. So they have given us a frequency of 40 Hz. If we can just write the data here, so they have given us a frequency of 40 Hz. Then if you notice from the diagram, it is a displacement distance graph. And if you notice here, this is the middle of what we call as being the trough, and that is also another middle of the trough. So from one trough to another, that is representing the wavelength. So they gave you the wavelength, which is 1.5 meters. So very important that you actually pay attention. Then the question says define amplitude. So they want us to define what is the amplitude. So when I look at the amplitude, it is simply the maximum displacement of a particle from this point, the rest position, to its highest point. Or you can simply say amplitude is the maximum. So you can simply say the maximum displacement. So we can say it is the maximum displacement of a wave, if you want, or a particle of a wave, from its rest position or equilibrium position. So the maximum, it could also be the minimum because it could come from the rest position to the lowest part we call the trough. So you can also work it out that way. So it is the maximum displacement of a wave from its rest position. Then the question there says B, calculate the speed of the wave. So if you remember, in this case, the formula, the speed or velocity of a wave is equal to wavelength multiplied by the frequency. So the speed of the wave, the wavelength, we know it is 1.5 meters multiplied by the frequency, which they gave us to be 40 Hz. So therefore, if you replace it there, that was 1.5 multiplied just by 40, that is going to give you 60 meters per second. And therefore the speed there is simply 60 meters per second. So that is what you needed to do there, right? And the C part there says find the period of the wave. Now since we know that the frequency for this wave is simply 40 Hz, if you remember, we can also say that period is equal to 1 divided by the frequency. So I could simply say 1 divided by what? By 40, in this case by Hz. That's what we mean, or per second. So 1 divided by 40, I'm going to have 0.025, and that is going to be, seconds. So you can write your answer there, period, 0.025, seconds. So that was the final answer that you needed to look at. Please watch out as we look at, question number B6. Thank you so much for watching.